Hello everyone, this is Andrew from Crown Academy of English. Today's lesson is about suppose and supposed to. So, suppose is a verb. And here is the pronunciation. Suppose. And in this lesson, you will learn two uses of suppose as a verb, how to use suppose in a short answer, polite requests with suppose, and suppose in the imperative, and finally the structure be supposed to. Okay? So, suppose as a verb, use 1. So the structure is suppose followed by a that clause. And the meaning is think, believe, or imagine that something is probably true, is likely to be true, but not certain. And the use or context is to explain the probable reason why something happened. So we're giving a probable explanation for something. We're not certain, but it's probably the reason. Example: why doesn't Mark want to play football? Well, I suppose that he is tired. I suppose that he is tired. So this means that I imagine, or I believe, or I think that Mark is probably tired. Okay? So that's the meaning. We're giving an explanation. Why didn't Jane come to the party yesterday? I suppose she was working. I suppose she was working. So this means that I think, or I believe, or imagine that the probable reason was that she was working. Okay? Notice here we have missed out the word that. Okay, so this is still a that clause. This is a that clause, but the word that is optional. Here we have put it, and here we have missed it out. Often in spoken English, we don't say the word that. Okay, but it is still a that clause. Okay, use 2. So it's the same. So it's the same structure, and it's the same meaning, but this use and context is different. So we can also use it when we are annoyed or frustrated about something. So example. So the father sees that his daughter isn't really working. So the father says, I suppose that you haven't done your homework. I suppose that you haven't done your homework. So the father imagines that it is probably true that his daughter has not done her homework. And by using suppose, he is expressing his annoyance or his frustration. Okay? And the manager is annoyed because you are late, and the manager says to you, I suppose that you missed the bus again. So clearly the manager is fed up of you being late and of you always saying, I missed the bus. Okay, so I suppose, so he's using this word, so it indicates that he is frustrated and annoyed. I suppose that you missed the bus again. And in both of these examples, we are using the word that. But we could say it without that. We could say, I suppose you missed the bus again. Okay? How to use suppose in a short answer. So we have a very useful expression, I suppose so. So when we say this, we are agreeing reluctantly, or we are saying yes reluctantly. So reluctantly means we are not very willingly. Okay, we are saying yes, but we are not very enthusiastic. Okay, we don't really want to say yes. Example: a child asks, "Can I watch TV?" And Dad replies, "I suppose so. I suppose so." So Dad says yes, but he doesn't really want to say yes. He's not very pleased that his child wants to watch TV. Okay, he's saying yes reluctantly. Jane says, "The film was very funny. Did you like it?" Okay, so Jane clearly liked the film. And Mark replies, "I suppose so." So Mark says yes. He agrees reluctantly. So honestly, he didn't really like the film. He says, "I suppose so," but in reality, he didn't really like it. This is called a short answer because, well, a complete answer would be you repeat the question in the answer. So a complete answer here would be, yeah, I suppose you can, yes, he would say, "Yes, I suppose you can watch TV." But that is too long. So we replace the clause with the word so. Here, a complete answer would be, yes, I suppose that I liked it. But again, that is too long, so we just say, "I suppose so." And the final example, "Can I leave the office early?" And the manager says, "Yes, I suppose so." Yes, I suppose so. So a complete answer here would be, yes, I suppose that you can leave the office early. But that is too long, so we simply say, yes, I suppose so. So the manager says yes, but he's not very happy about it. He says yes reluctantly. Polite requests with suppose. So we use the negative form of suppose to make a polite request. "I don't suppose that." And at the end, if we write it, it's a question mark. Example: "I don't suppose that I could borrow your pen." I don't suppose that I could borrow your pen. So this is a very polite way of asking to borrow somebody's pen. "I don't suppose you could carry my bag." So here we have omitted the word that. We can either use the word that or not, but it's the same meaning. And finally, "I don't suppose you could lend me some money." So again, we're very politely asking for someone to lend me some money. Okay, so it's always the negative for this. "I don't suppose that." And it's a question. Suppose in the imperative. So we use suppose in the imperative at the beginning of a sentence. And the meaning is, what if? And we often use this to make a suggestion. So the structure is suppose followed by the present tense. Example: so this is a suggestion. So we say to someone, "Suppose we walk to the town centre." So we're suggesting that we walk to the town centre. It's a question. It's a different way of saying, "Shall we walk to the town centre?" Example 2. Suppose we meet at 3 o'clock at the library. So again, this is a question. Suppose followed by the present tense. It's a suggestion. Now, slightly more advanced, we can also use suppose followed by the past tense. And it's the same meaning, but here we are less certain about the plans. So it's almost like a strong conditional, in fact. It's similar to the second conditional. But, so the form is in the past tense. However, we are talking about future possibility. We're talking about a suggestion, so it's obviously the future. Here it is also the future, and here it is the future also. Example, suppose we took a taxi. So we are suggesting, we're making a suggestion to take a taxi, and because it's a suggestion, this is the future. So took is the past simple form of the verb take. Suppose we met at my house and walked there together. So here we have two verbs, both of them in the past tense. We met, which is the past simple form of meet. So it's this verb in the past. And walked is the past tense of walk. Okay? So again, this is a suggestion for the future. We're talking about, perhaps this is a plan for tomorrow maybe. So it's the past tense in the form, but the meaning is the future. The structure, be supposed to. Be supposed to followed by the base form of another verb. And this time, this is a slightly different pronunciation. So when we use this structure, it is an S sound at the end. Supposed to. Supposed to. And the use and meaning, well, the first meaning is to describe obligations and arrangements. Example, why are you here? You're supposed to go to London today. You're supposed to go to London today. Listen, it's the S sound at the end. You are supposed to go to London today. Okay, so the arrangement was to go to London. So why are you here? So you are supposed. So are is the verb be in the correct form. Supposed to. And then we have go, which is the other verb in the base form. This one is in the past tense. You were supposed to call me yesterday. You were supposed to call me yesterday. So now we have the verb be in the past form because we're talking about yesterday. Supposed to stays the same, and call is the base form of another verb. You were supposed to call me yesterday. So why didn't you call me yesterday? We had arranged, or we had planned that you would call me yesterday, but you didn't do it. Okay, so that's the meaning. You are supposed to walk the dog every day. You are supposed to walk the dog every day. So here we are talking about a regular habit, an arrangement that should happen every day. That is supposed to happen every day. Okay, so we have the verb be, supposed to, and then walk is the other verb in the base form. So it's an obligation and arrangement. And we have another use of this structure. So be supposed to also describes beliefs and expectations. The new iPhone is supposed to be very good. The new iPhone is supposed to be very good. So we have the verb be, supposed to, and the base form of the other verb is also the verb be in this example. And in fact, in all the examples, it is be. But this is the base form of the verb. So this means that we believe that the new iPhone is good. We expect it to be good. So perhaps we have heard it is good from someone else. Perhaps we have read in the newspaper that it is good. So we're not certain, but we believe it is good. We expect it to be good. But we don't know yet for sure because we do not have the phone yet. But it is supposed to be very good. I'm going to Paris tomorrow. It's supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be beautiful. So this means that we believe that Paris is beautiful. We expect it to be beautiful because maybe I saw a documentary about Paris on television, maybe. I don't know Paris myself, but it is supposed to be beautiful. Okay? I'm going to meet the manager tomorrow. Are you worried? No, he is supposed to be very friendly. He is supposed to be very friendly. So I expect him to be very friendly because other people perhaps have told me that he is friendly. Okay, so I believe that he is friendly. Okay, and again, very important, the pronunciation, it's not a z sound, it's a s sound. Supposed to be very friendly. Okay, so there we are. That's the end. Hope you enjoyed it. And here are some other videos which I recommend you watch.